Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We're sat at Loughton Oil Refinery and we've started production for our refined oil train, which is heading up the line to the left of the screen. And today it's all about upgrading. Can we get it upgrading? I would imagine so, definitely within an episode. However, we don't want to rush it just yet, as we've got a little bit of a cash flow well, not cash flow problem, bank balance problem. We are at maximum loan and we've got zero in the bank, I think. Well, shall we find out? Okay, we've got a little bit of money in the bank. Not anymore. That didn't take long. Our train is on the way back. It's only just made its first journey, so we're not going to see any fuel on the return leg just yet. It'll take a little while for us to figure out what the actual line rate is, because the first journey it had to wait a little while. We've got a capacity of 36. Our lines are growing. Our trucks here we can ignore at the moment, and we don't need to worry about what it says here, as it'll automatically adjust to whatever's on the platform. For us it will be fuel. Here comes our train. It's going to have an easy journey on the way back compared to uphill. That won't matter at the moment, but as that train gets a little bit larger, we're going to struggle. So there we go. We've got our train coming in. How much is on the platform? 37. How much do we carry? 36. Which suggests we're possibly not meeting the 100. I think it's 100, isn't it? Yes. 100 barrels of oil line rate we need. Let's just take a look. It's saying 91 at the moment. That should update. Well, colour me surprised. Whether that's correct, I don't know. We'll have to let it do a couple of runs. So what are we doing today? Well, here comes a payday. While we go over what we're looking for across this whole production chain, we are going to be paying off whatever we can on our loan, ready for the big upgrade. The reason I would like to pay any money off the loan, which I did, 500,000 at the start of the episode, so that I could do the intro. But yes, we need to pay off any excess money onto the loan, so while we're waiting for the upgrade procedure, we can pay less on the interest. It's a minor thing, but one that'll save us a little bit of money at the very least per month. This is our big earner currently. Details, mediocre. There we go. We've probably got enough power here to add another wagon, just about. Our line rate currently over here is 323. This needs to reach 400. And we're not going to get many more wagons on this double-headed monster we've got. Although it would be lovely. At some point, it's just going to become an issue for us to keep moving at a decent speed. And we won't be making much profit per wagon. And there's absolutely no need to take any more. If we can't meet the rate with our current locos without making this train ridiculously big, then there's no point doing it, as nothing else requires it at the moment. Later on, that won't be a problem. Let's head back over to here. We've got another money earner for us, a pretty decent money earner. Let's take a look at its finances. That's doing all right, isn't it? Yeah, 3.18 million. And 1.59 million in costs. I feel like this finance tab could be a little cleaner. I mean, there's no need for the income and outgoing to be on here at a glance. I would much prefer this if it was just a profit or loss bar, just a single bar. That way you can have the blue and the red. If it's a profit, it will be a blue line heading up here. If it's red, it'll be a red line heading up in the pluses. Doesn't need to go in the minuses. For instance, if we were losing overall net, say 1 million, it would be a red bar that says 1 million. Otherwise, it would be a blue bar saying how much profit we've made and not the actual figures. I mean, you can sort of gauge it. You want this blue bar much bigger than this red bar. But if you had it as a single, perhaps another tab that says profit, and that just shows you the actual profit, then you could just hover over the bar and it could break it down in the tooltip on profit and loss. Yes, what did I say? Repay. We've paid off 1 million. There we go. I was probably explaining that rather than paying attention. This is doing alright though, isn't it? As long as these blue bars are bigger than the red bars, that's all we care about. And here comes our train. Do you have fuel yet? That's what we're waiting on. You do. You're full of fuel. That's pleasant, isn't it? How is your blue bar versus your red bar? Pleasant. I guess really you can just ignore the numbers. Because you just want to see the ratio, don't you, between income and outgoings. It doesn't really matter how much by, as long as this bar is much bigger than that one. I believe that's what I'm going to do going forward. There we go. That's a nice 2 trains at once in this station. Almost. There we go. We're at 36% transported now. We're not going to reach the magic 75% just yet. However, what we've now got is some goodies. And in order to meet demand, we need to check on Loughton here. Loughton has a total of 31 industries. Now, if we click on suppliers, the fuel refinery that is supplying Loughton is taking orders for 31. So if we do open that, we can bring this down here. There we go. Shipment 31 versus 31 industries. So we know now that our little truck stop here reaches every single industry in Loughton. Let's go into here then. Our line rate is currently 8, although that's a little deceiving because our truck was sat here for an eternity. So we're not going to take that as the actual line rate. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate that a couple of times. Unfortunately, it takes us below the threshold of paying off 2 lots of 500k. But we now have a couple more trucks on here. We've only got to meet 31, was it? Well, we might as well add another one. There we go. Eventually, we're going to get better trucks for this, and we won't need as many to meet the same line rate. Right, 33. That should do us. Although it's probably a little more. It's not a bad idea to have more than you require, as it's going to be growing. Right then, so 31. We need this to read 75 and this to be up into 75 and 75% down here. So all of these need to be at 75%. Once that happens, we're going to start to upgrade, which will mean our line that's heading up here currently, where are you? There you are, just coming through the first tunnel, is going to need doubling. Yes, we're going to be adding some more wagons on there, and that will increase the profits further. Not only that, this is going to be healthier than most of our lines, as we're partially full heading back to our start point. Yeah, 2 ways. You can't always do that, but when you can find one that is like that, it's lovely to take advantage of it. Possibly the best way to start if you can find them all. I'm going for a little bit of a mix though. I do have some plans once we've got this up and running. It's quite a big plan too. So, yes, that's going to be a bit of fun. But what we're concentrating on today is getting this upgraded. Now, 31. We do have this town here. And considering we ship 100 here via this train, and we're only reaching 31, I think, consumers. Yeah, we're only reaching 31 at the moment. We might want to consider hooking this up now. What that will do, it will add the total in Mablethorpe, if we can supply them all. of 32. And that would take us up to what? 63? And we only need 75. Production's already jumping up there to... oh, quick. Pause that. Didn't even notice the money come in. Repay $1 million at the very least. And then we should have enough money to set this up so that we can get closer to this 75%. The only reason I didn't do it in the last episode is I wanted to show you how this is going to start, and I wanted to get as much on this train as possible on its first couple of trips. Now that is done, we should have... Let's just check the stores in here. We've got 26 stored. We should have enough going through this line to see to the demand here at Mablethorpe and down there at Loughton, supply the trucks and not lose anything on the return journey. There should be enough from this factory. Let's do what we did at Loughton in Mablethorpe. We need to get us our truck stop here. We can see all of our flames there. They're nicely grouped together, which they tend to be when they initially build the city. If we go somewhere like this, yes, it doesn't look too bad, does it? We get roughly no, we do get everything. So we'll put that in there. Yeah, we've got to drive through residential, it looks like. It is. But cannot be helped. With the natural town growth mod, noise emissions isn't really a thing we need to worry about, as it's going to grow regardless. But I like to try and do it, even though it's not required. Where do we want our truck stop? We could connect here and try and link into that, but we have the perfect little access road point over here, don't we? Not with that, with that one there. Is that cheaper? Ooh. Oh, don't game it, Grand, it's fine. Make it look kind of realistic as well. Yeah, if we head that up there and make it not look too terrible, we can have another truck stop here that is now going to deliver into Mablethorpe and increase the orders that we receive at the fuel refinery there. So similar setup to what we did last time out. Put that on 0, put that on 30 meters, swing this around, and we'll look for a reasonable distance away from the factory. And ooh, we can get away with quite a bit here. I don't want to go too far. It's a little bit too gamey. There should do, shouldn't it? Oh, do you know what I should have done? How much is it going to cost us? I would like to upgrade that road for future proofing. It's going to cost... Well, actually, it's cheap as chips, isn't it? There we go. Just do there as well then. Yes, that's better. Because later on, we're going to need these faster roads for our better delivery vehicles. Let's configure this and get it all nice and one way. Eventually, we're going to have one-way streets. Oh, wrong way. And then we can replace those. But for now, we don't have access to those. So we'll just use these small streets here. That gives us a nice connection, actually, to drive straight out and then up there. This one can just, I guess we'll get it kind of curving in like that, as long as it still reaches. It does. It should do anyway, because we have these little connections down here. Our truck stop actually reaches all the way down there. Would have to be much closer if we wanted to link at the front. We could have done at the side as well. That would have made sense. This looks all right, though, doesn't it, at the back? It gives you some access points here. And the whole reason we have it paused is we want to make sure we don't pay any maintenance costs while we're trying to set this up. All we need to do for this one is trigger it and reach, what was it, 30 something. And we should be able to get it done, I think. We've got plenty of money. The trucks are the most expensive part. If we can cut down on this, it would be kind of nice. There's a bit of a slope, isn't there? Yeah, 13 there. Run parallel with the road, save a little bit of money. Then we can just branch in like that. That's nice. We could even paint that, make it like a little yard area. Let's make us a new line and then trigger that line. so that we start producing more at our fuel refinery. Let's head down here. It's not a bad little journey, is it? It's pretty nippy. Let's get orange. Rename this. Mablethorpe Fuel Delivery. There we go. And we'll get, I guess, whatever we can afford would be ideal. I think 3 might be okay. We can afford it. There we go. Stick all those on that line. Now, I did it this way instead of how we did it down here in Loughton, because we had a train journey to complete before we could even get any fuel here. They should be on the way back with some fuel as well. Yeah, 20 there. And, ooh, what haven't you done, Grand? Don't hit play yet. We need to configure this line to wait until full and only load and unload what we want. There we go. Only load that. Wait until full. Stick that on to wait until forever. Although, sometimes it's not too bad on city deliveries. Yeah, it's not too bad on city deliveries to put a minimum or a maximum wait time on these. I'm going to go maximum wait time, just in case there's ever a delay. There shouldn't be. We shouldn't see any issues. We'll see. We'll see. It's going to take a little while for this to kick up and start requesting the orders. There we go. As you can see there, Mablethorpe, it now has 4 orders, and that's going to keep going up until it reaches the maximum. Currently 6. If we just drag that down there and put it over here, and we click on Mablethorpe, it's going to go up to 32, which is going to give us 10% if we can start seeing that, which is going to add to their growth. Ideally, what I'd like to do is start making some big roads through the backbone of our towns. Let's take a look here. Get down to... Oh, I clicked on someone's house. There's a lot of people in there, goodness me. But upgrading everything to stuff like this is going to cost us. So it's a little unfortunate. It's kind of a hard mode thing, isn't it? Let's repay that. We're down to 27 million debt already. We've only just started, really, the episode. If you take out the pausing that we had to sort out the trains, we should possibly start seeing this creeping towards the magic 75%. It's going to take a little while because we need to actually deliver the stuff as well. As we can see down here, we're starting to get plenty of deliveries. What is our actual line rate? 44. That is perfect. So, I mean, it's over the top, but we do want that to start with. It's quite the journey down there. We're going to have to keep an eye on things like industries popping up miles away from our truck stop here. As it stands, I think we're still good. You can double check. If you click on the city here, we can look at suppliers, make sure that that matches this, which it doesn't at the moment. However, that might be a new industry. Let's have a look. They might start requesting orders. Otherwise, we're going to have to keep an eye on it and spend some money, let's say, encouraging our industry not to build out there, which translates to bulldozing them. I find that better. Otherwise, you have a bit of a mess where all of your industry is, or some of your industry is mixed in with your residential, but the majority is not. And so it makes for a bizarre setup, and you have to start thinking about double dropping. Or multi-drops are not too bad in Transport Fever. They kind of work. There we go. We've got the new orders. What that means, it's probably an upgrade or a new industry then. It takes a little while for the order to be processed. There we go. Yeah, we're now up to 35. So we've gained some suppliers. That might be yet another new building. Do we reach that one? I think we do. Let's just click on it. We do indeed. What's that going up? Massive commercial building. 34. We're taking the orders. That is spot on. We'll have to keep an eye on that though, as the AI do half decent job at building around where there's already supply. But sometimes they'll drift off and start building in some very bizarre areas. It makes you wish you could zone the cities. I know it's you're a transport company, you shouldn't really be zoning anything. But saying that, you can just bulldoze anything you like and reshape it. So it seems a little odd why you can't at least zone anything. Even if you had to pay for it, right? It would be a fun mechanic to add to the game. Since they've gone halfway there, allowing you to do what you want with the cities anyway, they might as well go all in and have zoning. We're a bit stuck on cash, aren't we? Let's check the lines, see how we're doing. We're at 98. It's not ideal, but having another wagon on there would push it too far over. We don't need to worry about that just yet. It wouldn't be beneficial for us to sit waiting here longer because they would not supply us anything above 100. Right, there we go. We've got another bit of repayment to do. Oh, we might be able to get another one in here as well. That must have dropped off some more fuel. There we go. Another one there and another one. Guys, we're getting our money back. I think this is a necessary step in our playthrough. We're only in 1908, which isn't bad. What's this? 4th episode, 1908. Pretty good. Well, at 12 minutes a year, it should be about right for a 30-odd minute episodes. Like a little over 2 years of gameplay. With all the pausing as well, it probably kind of balances out a little bit. Okay, how are we doing over here? We need to keep an eye on this, because we need to get prepared and be ready to take out more of a loan, probably to Max again, to double up on this train. So it'll be, what's it got on there at the moment? 4 wagons, so 8 wagons should just about be enough. Because this will trigger demand down the line, which in turn is going to trigger it further down the line. So I'm looking forward to that. And we're at 70 currently. So if we look at our consumers, 38 and 32. What do we need? 35 and 30. What? No, 37 and 37 and a half. Which doesn't work. Or, as it stands, 5 more at either of these two. With them both upgrading, currently, it's not bad, is it? What do we have here? 32 currently. They are growing. What we have got to hope for now is that they don't decide to build in a strange place, because that's going to cost us. Do we have any more money coming in? Our trucks are starting to make money. There we go. No, all of our trains have paid off. So, well, no, I take that back. We do have the small train coming back up. This is going to make us more and more money as everything upgrades. And we're going to keep an eye on this before we go spreading our wings across the map. Because the next thing I have planned, I'm really looking forward to. Maybe be close to it next episode. It's going to be a major boost to our network and our income as well. Everything's going to be guaranteed to make us money. And that's what we've got to do, isn't it? We've got to keep doing that. Every time we've got the funds to build a complete new setup, we should do it immediately rather than paying off our debt. Although we are paying what are we paying at the moment? Nearly 300,000 a year. It's a little bit pricey, isn't it? Right, let's have a look at the consumers here. That'll be the fuel refinery. Still only 100, but let's click on you guys. There we go, guys. We've hit it. We've absolutely hit it. Now we need 75% down here, which is going to happen because we're slowly delivering to our cities. That's what will affect the transported for this end product. They have to make it to their destinations inside the cities. We do have train 1 on its way back. Good name. And train 3, which is going to grow very shortly because this is going to start to trigger our upgrades. Every time we drop off into a town, this is a bit precarious. There we go. Every time we drop off into town, this number's going to go up. There we go. This is nice, isn't it? That's pleasant. I think we've got a bit of... yeah, we've got a bit left over in there anyway each time this train comes up. Because we're supplying more than enough at the moment. Well, we're supplying exactly the right amount, aren't we? It's, yeah, 400 a year. Oh, that's the fuel refinery I was looking at. Dear, oh dear. You want the oil refinery. There we go. Yeah, we've got plenty in stores. Look at that, 163. Another new bus. Now, we are going to get to buses at some point. Ooh, pause that. Look at all that money. Repay, repay. Oh, I can't quite do another one. That's fine, though. We've got 157 stored, and we produce 400 at the moment, and ship out half of that. So, there we go. 400 from the oil well shipping. And then consumers would be the refinery there, which has 10 in stores at the moment, which is nice because we're heading up there. We're a little under, though, aren't we? Our line rate should probably match consumption, which is 98 versus 98. It's gone up to 99 briefly, but it's going to be closer to 98 for most of the time. Because that's what we're delivering per year. There we go. Which is close enough because we only need 75%. 64% now on our distribution. I kind of want to keep this up, as it's going to upgrade this, isn't it? Do we have enough if we can take loans out to double that train? We should do. It's only going to be 4 wagons we're sticking on the back, so we can just take a loan for that. That's going to increase the profits of this line. No end. Let's take a look at the finances. Yeah, that's a nice ratio, isn't it? I like that. Are we going to see? There we go. Guys, it has started. It's just dropped off some goodies somewhere in either of the two towns. And we've got to now keep above these lines on each of these. And this will slowly creep up. Isn't that great news? I was hoping that would happen today. Because once... oh, yeah. Keep that up. Keep that up. It's going to take a little while. I don't know how many months it actually takes once it gets up there. If you ever forget what all these figures mean... let's bring this down here. Not over the train, though. Yeah, if you ever forget what all these mean, you can click the context help here. It will give you some detailed information. So you don't have to keep looking back at my video. Or anybody's video or notes or whatever. This is kind of handy, isn't it? Yeah. And you can do that with most windows. I think you can do the same with the towns as well when you've got those open. There we go. The town window lists all factors of town growth. So you can have a little read of those. Alright, how are we doing? How are we doing? Oh, go back over to upgrade. We could fast forward this, technically, I think now. Unless we get a payday, and then we'll pause it and pay some off. But it would be lovely, wouldn't it, to see this upgrading. So we're just going to keep it on fast forward. Everything is running okay for the moment. So we don't need to worry about changing anything. It's now about getting our first upgraded industry chain. We don't have enough to pay off anything there. I will pause it as soon as I see this hit big numbers. And I will stick it back on normal playtime once this is close. So we can see it upgrade, our first upgrade on the map. It's going to start a chain reaction down all the way to Loughton. Oh, quick, pause it, pause it. Look at that, there's another million we can pay. There we go, 23.5 million in the hole now. Not bad. And we're getting very close to an upgrade here. It's only fluctuating slightly from 100%, which would make sense because we're only delivering 98 on our line rate. So all the numbers are aligning. There we go. It's going to happen, guys. Keep an eye on this. What's it going to do? We're going to get a few more buildings, no doubt. Waiting for the sound. It's tense. Come on, do something. There we go. No new buildings? Right. I thought there'd be some new buildings. But no, it just kind of made a noise, didn't it? Mind you, I say that could be the mod. It's probably doubled the amount of levels there are. So you're only going to see something upgrade in here or change every other level. But now we've got an interesting situation. Where's our train? It's on the way back. I'd like to do this before we finish. As I said, we're going to have a chain reaction. And there we go. Now the oil refinery is starting to upgrade because we're maxed out on this. Which means we're going to start demanding more down here. Yes, which in turn is going to kick that into an upgrade cycle, which we'll be able to keep on top of, but we won't be able to meet the new line rates. We've got to, well, will we? We might be able to, actually. I take that back. It might be the next upgrade where we struggle. When this train gets back, we're going to take out enough money to buy us a few wagons on the back. We've got, well, 4 should do it. And then we'll see what that's like as a line rate. That's going to be double the income, isn't it? I mean, not for double the maintenance, though. So, double the income, but only maybe a third in wagon costs. So, that your locos, your main expense, repay that. Just in case we get a... Ooh, look at that timing. Just in case we get another... interest payment come out, which I think we did, didn't we, just then? Right, in you come. We're going to pause the game. As soon as we've emptied, I don't want to lose any of our goods. It's very important to me early on to make sure everything gets delivered. And I don't want to risk modifying this train and losing some goods that we've spent all the time getting our oil up there, picking it back up, bringing it all down there, only for it to vanish. Even though we made the money on it, it might just vanish into the ether. Never get to here means we miss out on a delivery into town. So that's why I do that. Right, how much are we going to need? Do you know what? Borrow a lot. And we'll throw the wagons on and pay back what we don't use. There we go. Right, modify this. We're going to get us 4 more tank cars down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Modify that. Pay back everything we didn't use. Beautiful. There we go. 25 million. So we paid off 20 million. 20 million? I wish we paid off 20 million. We paid off 25 million. This time, however, we're going to be taking... Look at that. Almost the right amount. We're going to be taking 72 back up the grade. And we're currently 90. 190 even. That's the line rate. However, we were sat a little bit waiting. We'll let that settle down and try and adjust it as necessary. We've got a few runs to do before we need to worry about the platforms becoming overloaded. I like that though, guys. That's good, isn't it? These finances are going to jump. If we go up to here. What's our next stop then? What's 75? 3/4, isn't it? So we need 150 to hit demand here. And still 75% on transported. But yes, there we go. Guys, how are we doing? We're up to 52 already. Goodness me. Are our little trucks keeping up there? We've almost. Probably need one... Oh, that's Loughton. I know what to do. See what you can see. There we go. 42. No, we're not. Not even close. I'm curious to see what sort of income we get from this when it gets to the top of the hill. Let's remove, see what you can see. We have a delivery of iron on the way, so we're going to get a payday. I guess what we should do then is... let's just filter by trucks a second. Is sort these out because our rates are a little bit off, aren't they? Yeah, can we pin that and open up... Well, all we need to open up is here, isn't it? And look at consumers. We need to be meeting 51 and 47. Is that 47? Or the orders might still be coming in. What does Mablethorpe actually say? 53. I think I saw this going up though, so it might be in the process. I say we go for this number, because it looks like there's a lot of upgrading going, and we go for this number. And then at the beginning of the next episode, we'll check on our reach. So there we go, we've got some money in the bank. Let's just add us another vehicle on there. That's going to give us 57. And we'll add us another vehicle on there. We'll pay off $1 million. And there we go. Guys, I would say that was a successful episode. We upgraded here. And we should be upgrading here very, very shortly. I tell you what, we'll wait until we get our upgrade. And then we're good to go, aren't we? We're going to have to double this train up. So we're probably going to have one of those double-headed things going on. That we've got over there to meet demand. It's also nearly 1910. Yeah, 242 there. We're going to be making more and more money as we upgrade our industries. There it goes. That's going to be demanding more and more now, isn't it? Is this going to... Well, there you go. Guys, we've started. We've now got to meet. What have we got to meet now? 600. We've now got to meet 600. It's going to be 800, isn't it? Because this is 200 now. 400 now, I should say. Clicked on the wrong thing. Yeah, this is 400 now. Once that shipment goes up, it should do. Oh, I'm not sure. Let's wait. Let's wait. What do you do? What do you say? Consumers. Yeah, it is 600 at the moment, which is maximum. So it's going to be 800, I think, eventually. We're shipping 200 here. There we go. There's a pay date. Let's pay some more off. I love it. Right, that's a good place to end it. We've got our train coming down here. Next time out, we're going to make sure we've got the reach covered in both towns. We don't want any wayward industries, do we? In fact, should we get on this on the way back? Why not? There, we get to drive past our lovely little depot there that's acting as some sort of scenery. That's been an episode of upgrading, and the industry we're heading to is also in the process of upgrading. We'll need to double up on this, and we'll probably just go for a single train, just double it all up. It will suit this line very well, pretty much like the coal ore situation we've got over... Ooh, where is that? I can't remember. I can't remember the name of the area we're in over there, but it doesn't matter. We'll keep an eye on that as well. And if we can get everything sorted over here, we will be making enough money to start my new plan of an expansion. And so I'll leave you on a brief journey to the end of the line here. And until next time, take care.